overnight. You've tuned in to the podcast that you need in your life. I'm your host, Mo, and welcome to the Mean Girls 1821 Expedience, but you know it as the podcast where we, see I got short nails now, I gotta use my provision, which is this table, amen. Nevertheless, where we mean what we say and say what we mean, and we do it all within 3 to 5 minutes-ish. Why? Because 2022 is the year of overflow, so let's go with the flow, you know? Nevertheless, you know the deal, you know the drill. Let's honor ourselves. Say it before, say it every week. Life be life and adulting is ghetto. So if all you could do was take one progressive step, guess what? That's better than no step at all. And for some of us, all we could do was take deep breaths, and that's good enough for me as well. The premise of this podcast is truth. So each and every Friday via my YouTube channel and or using your podcast app, I'm going to encourage you to do 3 things. Number 1, show up fully, because those that mind don't matter, and those that matter truly do not mind. To walk with integrity, and last but not least, to reflect, because beloved, sometimes it's you. So without further ado, let's begin today's episode. When was the last time you checked your ship? That's right, took inventory of your relationships, your friendships, because whether you know it or not, everyone in your life serves a purpose and plays a role, whether friendship, relationship, or associate. Pause. I think it's really interesting that associate doesn't have a ship, which lets us know that associates should not get ship privileges, which means that an associate automatically comes with boundaries. They should get it, not the ship. Child, I don't know who I think I am, but that was deep. Honor me. Let's continue. See, the truth of the matter is, if we don't take inventory of our lives and the people that are on our ship, we will find ourselves in chaos. And I was doing some research just on ships in general, because when God dropped this in my spirit, I thought it was very interesting because, again, everybody plays a role, whether we know it or not. And it's important to know the roles people play in your life because they are on your ship. And in this life, you only get one. And so when I looked up main components of a ship, 2 main components came up. The hull, which is described as the shell of the ship and includes the superstructure, and the machinery. And it says here, not only the main engines, so it doesn't just include the main engines, but it also includes auxiliary machinery, boilers, generators, etc. And so when I looked at that, I was like, wow, like that's huge, because the hull and the machinery both have major jobs. And so when I think about the hull and the superstructure, it makes me think of covering. In your ship, who covers you? Who covers you? Who's willing to walk backwards when they see you probably doing things that you shouldn't be doing, and is willing to cover you in that season because they know there's greater in you because of the role they play on that ship? Let's move to machinery. Who controls the temperature in the relationship? Who's more mature enough to be like, you tripping right now? The attitude was not necessary to bring you back to a place where you can think rationally. And so these days, I think sometimes we get into a relationship forgetting that anytime you decide to bring somebody in your life, they're playing a role. And if you're not clear on that role, you'll find yourself sinking and won't know why. Analyze who's on your ship. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Mean Girls 1821 podcast with me, your host, Mo. Tune in each and every Friday for a fresh episode exclusively found on my YouTube channel or using the podcast app. And always remember, words have power. So whenever you speak, mean what you say and say what you mean. Take care.